So here we are. We are joined by none other than Mr. Mike Brown. Thanks for joining us, mate. Good morning to you, I should say.
Oh, yeah, right on. Good morning. Thanks for having me on. Good to talk to you.
How many cups of coffee you already had?
This is number 3. We're going strong this morning.
Number 3, mate. There you go. Well, welcome. It's great to have you on here. Now, I'm having to spend a lot of time with Brad Pickett. This is something that you've dealt with for a long time, so I'm just going to reach out man to man and go, how do you do it, mate? What's the secrets? How do you cope with this madness?
It's always entertaining. I think he's, of course, a great entertainer.
I mixed the word.
Little forgetful.
I mixed the word entertaining with slightly annoying as well, mate. That's it. It's like having a little kid running around your heels all the time. How long ago did you two meet? I mean, what was your thoughts when the saloon doors opened and this little kid from London swaggered in?
Oh man, it's actually a funny story. I remember the day. They literally dropped him off at my doorstep. He was training in England, and I think he was making wanted to improve his skill set, and I think we had some sort of deal with Cage Rage, and they sent over a couple guys, and I was living in a fighter house at the time, and literally they dropped him off, this guy with his bags. I remember that he was wearing, some funky colored sweatshirt and a Bruce Lee baseball cap.
Oh. I still have that.
So that's when you first met, and so your training partners to start with. Because I'm staring right now, mate, at a WEC figurine with you, with your six-pack and pecs out there, and on the front of it you've written "To Brad, couldn't have done it without you." Are you sure about that statement? Are you sure? 'Cause you look pretty good before that. I don't know if this helped or hindered. Are you sure about that statement? Do you want me to scribble it out?
Take a look at Brad. Look at his face. I did all that. I did all that.
I honestly, the most beans I've ever had is from Mike Brown, to be honest.
Yeah, but you did tell me that you taught Mike Brown how to do the Peruvian necktie. Is that right, Mike? Is that right?
There's many stories. Yes. He has a way to spin things on people. He's got a good way to spin things.
I tell you this story. So, like, Mike Brown obviously showed me how to do a Peruvian necktie. I then go on and actually win a fight by a Peruvian necktie. One of the, I think it was the first one in WEC, one of the rarest ones, kind of thing, right? So then I decided to go back to the gym, and tried to teach Mike how to do his own move. And I said, no, this is how I do it, mate. And he starts arguing with me. But I'm like, hey, I got paid for this, Yeah.
There was many of these. This is not a one-time incident.
Oh, dude,
this happened all the time.
And what was it like? I mean, you trained with him, and then obviously you moved more into the coaching role. What's it like coaching him? Because I've heard rumours that you had to separate him and John Lineker from sparring days. Is that right?
I mean, John came at the end of Brad's career. I remember. I mean, he didn't come a whole lot, but I remember a couple days they had some crazy wars. I don't know how many times they sparred, but it was many. But it was pretty chaotic. I mean, they both throw hard. They both go toe to toe, and it was definitely not good for both of them. Probably somebody's going to end up getting hurt. It's like, whoa, we got to separate these dudes. These guys throw down too much.
That's a main event on any UFC, that, isn't it? There you go.
Brownie, do you want to tell them the story about me and you when we first started sparring, about the gloves and stuff?
Oh, this is an amazing story. Yeah. I remember the first time we started sparring, and he had these gloves that they were.
You didn't know at the time. You didn't know at the time.
No. Okay. First off, we're just sparring. I remember, and he hits me, and I think my knees buckled. I got wobbled. I was like, holy crap, this guy. No wonder they call him One Punch. I remember thinking that he hit so damn hard, and it was the first time we went, and I didn't know anything about him except his nickname was One Punch. So I was like, damn, this is really this is true. This might have been, I don't know, a couple months later. One day we were chatting, and I picked up his gloves. I was just playing with them because they were funky. They were bright yellow. But then I realized these were toy gloves. These weren't even real gloves.
You what?
There was no ounces. They were like size medium. And
Oh my goodness, like gloves from
There's
Argos or Walmart or something.
There's like, do you know like when you go to a fairground and there are those punch machines and you get the real flimsy little glove?
Yeah.
Literally, it was like a pair of those.
Yeah,
I still have them. I still have.
Oh.
He signed them and gave them to me.
I
as a
signed
joke,
them to him and
you know?
gave them to him.
that's it. That's hilarious.
Tweet me a picture of them because then I'll put that up so people can see these gloves.
Oh, 100%. I will. I mean, they were like it's really thin cotton, like there's some like cotton balls or something in the padding.
Goodness, mate, and he was
So the
slapping you
knuckles
around
were
with
like
them. Listen, that's hilarious. That's gold. He told me one time, I think he said he's only ever submitted you once, and then he regretted it because in the afternoon.
No. I've never submitted him ever.
Ever?
Right?
Okay.
Never ever.
What was the
submitted
one you said? Then he came in and whooped you.
Yeah, this is it. We were messing around before one wrestling practice. Like I just got into town, so when I just get into town, it's like we ain't seen each other for a little bit.
Two little puppies.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, we started. So like before, it was like just to warm up. Me and him start like warming up, but we're going at it a little bit, having a bit of a laugh, and like and he takes a shot, and this is a wrestling practice, and I caught him in one of my funky chokes, and like I thought he's got a tap, but he didn't tap. He was just like moving, and the next minute he went out. Ooh. And I was just like, oh, and he was laying on the floor, and I'm like, this is like the warm up, so like I shouldn't have been doing this. I didn't want to get in trouble by like the coaches, like. And I was like, he woke him up, and he looked so shocked, like, what's going on? And Carla told him, and then later on after the press, he goes, do you want to train tonight? And he goes, do you want to go over some moves tonight? Do you want to do a little bit of... I'm like, okay, cool. I got so abused that night, it was beyond belief. It's like, do you know what, I don't know if you ever, when you grapple now, Brian, so when you go with someone you've never been before, right?
Yeah.
You kind of like, the first tap is always the hardest. You know, like you don't want to tap.
Of course.
Right? But when you get tapped like 20 odd times, it gets to the stage where like I was just tapping for like, what's the point? I mean, like, what is the point even trying to defend this? It's just, literally, I got so abused. I learned my lesson.
Oh, that's hilarious. How are you two still friends? Go on, carry on.
No, I remember because we were drilling wrestling at the beginning of practice, but we still kind of, you shoot a takedown, and he kind of like threatened the choke, just kind of goofing around, but we're supposed to be drilling wrestling. I remember the wrestling coach kind of got mad at us, because like I go unconscious, I wake up all confused, like what's going on, and it's like we're supposed to be like drilling, like, but sometimes you just do that, when you kind of give a little feel, you start playing, and I mean, he had a choke a lot tighter than I thought it.
So technically, you went out. I still never in my career made Mike Brown tap.
Wow, there you go. Not many human beings have, I imagine. And you talked there about the coach getting a little bit annoyed. You've shifted to becoming one of the most recognisable and best coaches in MMA off the back of your amazing MMA career as well. What's that transition been like? Because the way you've taken to it, and you just look around your mats, the champions you've brought through, the champions you've got Dustin Poirier now fighting for a title at the weekend as well. What's that transition from fighter to coach been like for you?
Just super lucky to be where I'm at. Super lucky to be at American Top Team where there's so many amazing athletes. These guys are so talented. I mean, I'm just trying to help guide them or give them the best advice I can, but these are thoroughbreds. I think these guys are going to be world champs wherever they go. These guys are studs. So I don't want to take any credit for that. Dustin Poirier is a monster. Super excited. He's just a gifted guy with a ton of punching power, great conditioning, and a phenom athlete.
Yeah, I'll say, Brian, listen, like I know you don't want to blow your own trumpet, but honestly, I think you're the best coach in MMA. Period. Like just your insight, your knowledge, your way of coaching, your guidance, everything is amazing. So I know you don't want to blow your own trumpet, but I'll blow it for you.
Thanks, man.
Give me that $10 later, yeah?
I appreciate it.
You can PayPal me that money later, yeah?